Finally, I've been tracking this guy down for days. Okay. Remember your training, XX Legolas XX. You got this. I've got you right where I want you. Whoa, okay, one second, okay, fair, let's calm down. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh god, help me please! Ah yes, the Huntard, the noobs of classic WoW with a surprisingly deep playstyle when you really look deep into the class. There's a little something everybody will love about the Hunter, but why should you play one? Well, let's find out. So leveling as a hunter is the quintessential easy mode when it comes to leveling. The hardest levels are going to be 1 to 10 when you don't have a pet. But when you are level 10, I know you're going to be asking, but Platinum, what's the best hunter pet? And the answer is, well, it depends on what you like. Cats are great because they have high damage and attack speed, boars are tanky and have charge and can eat almost anything, and owls have Screech, which is a useful ability that reduces enemy attack power. Owls are my preferred pet, because they have Screech, which doesn't have a cooldown, causes threat, and reduces damage.
Hold on, something's coming out of here. Look, there's a bird, dude, it knows what's good. I'm telling you, I just heard it inside.
Where you can find one of these owls is the Night Elf starting zone. Now, the owls don't start out with Screech. What you'll need to do is you'll need to tame one of the birds in Westfall that do have the ability so your owl can learn it. The reason why you wouldn't just use one of the birds in Westfall is because they have inferior stats. Now for Horde, you're kinda screwed if you want an owl. The only time when you're gonna find one is around level 40 in Felwood. I mean, if you're really dedicated, you can try and find your way into Teldrassil, but you're gonna be there for a long ass time.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
If you don't want to go through the hassle of getting an owl, boars and cats are good, and an argument could be made for some of the other pet families as well. Hunter leveling is so easy because you don't really need mana to keep pulling mobs, and having your pet tank all the damage is super useful and keeps you from having downtime. I recommend Hunters for people who are brand new to classic WoW or just want to play it casually. First, leveling is easy and it's a lot of fun. You get Aspect of the Cheetah, so you can run around faster while leveling. You'll also get Feigned Death, which can be helpful if you bite off a bit more than you can chew. Furthermore, hunters have so much flavor in their mechanics, I feel it's a good intro to the RPG elements within Classic. You're gonna have to feed your pet a certain food they like, so for example, cats only eat meat, and if you don't feed them, they'll run away. You'll also need to buy ammo and either have an ammo pouch for a gun or a quiver for a bow. Make sure you're always stocked on ammo because you don't want to be that one guy that runs out halfway through the dungeon. PvE is an aspect of Classic where hunters can really get in depth with their playstyle, specifically their rotation. For starters, you'll want to get an auto attack timer. If you see the bar as red, you should not move or cast anything so you can get those auto shots off. The basic premise when DPSing as a hunter is weaving in abilities and movement between auto shots. The DPS abilities you'll be using is aim shot, multi-shot, and rapid fire. Hunter rotation is a super unique style of play that isn't really around in the game anymore, and it's a lot of fun once you get the dance down. You'll need to start out with this build if you have below 9% hit cap, but once you do hit it, you can swap over to this build. And hey! Before you go typing in the comments, I know you're going to be asking, but Platinum, what's the best hunter pet? So Lupos is going to be the best if Blizzard launches Classic with him doing shadow damage. This makes him so strong because it ignores armor and he can do stupid amounts of damage. On naughty servers, he does shadow damage up until 1.9. I'll be sure to tell you guys in the comments if we do find an answer on this. If Lupos is patched, Broken Tooth in Badlands is great because of his high attack speed. If you don't feel like wasting your time and staring at your screen for hours on end for a rare virtual pet, any cat will do fine as well. Hunters are mainly brought to the raids because of Trank Shot and their kiting abilities on certain fights. In MC and BWL, they'll do decent DPS, but unfortunately they don't really scale well with gear in later raids. You only need 2 or maybe 4 hunters in a 40-man raid, so finding a slot can prove to be difficult at times. In dungeons, hunters are great because they have freezing trap, feign death, scatter shot, wing clip, and distracting shot, just to name a few. Basically, there is something a hunter can always do to help out a group. This is a double-edged sword because you can really screw up easily as a hunter as well. Ways you can ruin a group include accidentally right-clicking a mob, jump off a cliff with your pet summoned, accidentally send a pet into a group of mobs, start DPSing a mob before it gets to kite a mob into a freezing trap, keeping aspect of the pack up on your pet.
What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole!
Okay, look, all I'm trying to say is this class is very prone to making mistakes. Couple this with the class being attractive to new players gives them a reason why they're called huntards. So, as a hunter in PvP, it's all about keeping distance. If a warrior or a rogue or any other melee jumps you, your number one priority is to get as far away as possible.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Using these abilities to help you get away from your target is critical, and once you do get away, kiting your opponent will be pretty easy. Even casters are going to push forward towards you to exploit your no-no zone. What's your no-no zone? Well, hunters can only use melee abilities from 5 yards or less, but can only use ranged abilities from 8 yards away. So you got this dead zone between your two styles of attack that casters can exploit by standing in. Ideally, you'd try and get the maximum range away from a caster because your abilities have a much longer range than theirs. The core part of hunter PvP is managing your distance while dealing damage. In world PvP, hunters make for great gankers because they can choose the range at which the fight starts. But if the hunter is the one getting jumped, finding a way out can prove to be difficult. And yeah, I know you're gonna be asking,
But Platinum! What's the best hunter pet?
So again, your boy Lupos is great against armored targets, or you can get Broken Tooth for its high attack speed, which will make casters' lives a living nightmare as they struggle to cast one ability. I'll mention Scorpions as well because you can do a neat little trick where you can use Viper Sting, and then have your Scorpion cast Scorpion Poison, so your target will have to dispel the poison before Viper Sting. I'm gonna pause the video for a minute. I haven't realized how horrifying these scorpions look. Look at this face. Look at all this, dude. Oh my god. Oh. So this Beastmaster marksmanship build is great for CC because you get intimidation and scatter shot as well as improved concussive shot. But you can also go on marksmanship / survival for a better chance at surviving and brawling in a melee range. Enchanting is surprisingly great for hunters because they have the opportunity to disenchant the gear they get from soloing dungeons, and we'll talk more about this later. You can either just sell the mats or use them to make enchants for people. I'd pick up any gathering profession to go alongside this for some extra money as well. Leatherworking and skinning is good to craft some pre-raid best in slot like the Devilosaur set or the Black Dragon Scale shoulders if you go Dragon Scale leatherworking. Having skinning and leatherworking while leveling is an easy combo to level because while you grind out levels, you can be gathering mats for your profession as well. Blacksmithing is also good for pre-raid gear, but you'll probably just want to buy this stuff off the auction house because the options for gear from the profession are pretty limited. Engineering is killer for hunters in PvP because you can use the net launcher and bombs to escape from players. Engineers can also craft the best ammo possible, so instead of buying it, you could save some money as well. So a great way to make money as a hunter is farming Marudon solo. You don't really need good gear and you'll quickly find that this method of farming gold is extremely lucrative. What's even better is that since this is an instance, you'll have no competition or spawn timers. It's just you, your pet, and this beautiful, beautiful princess. Eyes of the Beast is probably my favorite spell in vanilla. When using the ability, you can fully control your pet. Why is this fun? Well, it's because of the ganking possibilities, of course. There is no better feeling than charging your boar into an enemy town to kill lobies. I mean, yeah, you could just shoot them, but there's a great humiliation factor in having your pet kill them instead. Scare Beast is a useful ability against other hunter pets, but you can also use it against druids because they're considered beasts when shapeshifting into different forms. Hunters can get an item in Molten Core that sends them on an epic quest to get a flowery bow named Rockdalar and a stick named Lockdalar. The quest has you traveling around Azeroth to kill 4 demons. It's going to be a surprisingly difficult feat, but in the end you'll be happy you did it for these mighty weapons that look like they're straight out of a Bob Ross
I
painting.
hope you've enjoyed this one. It'll certainly teach you how to use all the equipment and have a lot of fun. From all of us, happy painting. God bless.
Well, 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 that's the Hunter. I'd recommend this class for anybody who's new to Classic and just wants to experience the game, someone who isn't afraid of camping rare spawn points for hours, and lastly, somebody who isn't afraid of making mistakes. Well, there's the video. We only have one class left, so you can't really let me know which one you want to see next. So yeah, I have a Patreon now, so you can go support me there if you'd like. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, subscribe, like, comment, and all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you later. Peace.